What's happening, folks? Ryan Kostrowski, Melvin Bellman here. This is the DFS FivePack. We are ready to talk about some NBA now that the NFL season is officially over. I want to say congratulations to all the Chiefs fans out there. I think we have a longtime customer named Stephen Casey who's a big Chiefs fan. Congrats to you, bud. 50 years. It's been a long time coming. It was an excellent game. See you guys next year. Great game, though. Congrats.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you guys in the AFC Championship game next year, Browns-Chiefs.
Probably not, but we'll see.
You don't think the Chiefs are going to get back there again?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was at. You nailed it, man. All right. Quick shout out to overlaydfs.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back to doing most days having videos for them breaking down our NBA plays. We will get to one later today. A couple of things about the website that we want to reiterate. One is the simplicity of it. Like a lot of times, and we've talked about this with all of the sharks in the pay sites, and the mass entering of 150 lineups, it can be really, really difficult. If you're looking for something based a little bit more on the ability of the common man, go check it out. They got a lot of things that are going to appeal to more of your average DFS player. And we'll talk about these Pee-wee and double deuce progressive jackpots. I mean, right now, if you can play the $22 one and go 12-0, you win over 8K, which is amazing. But let's say you're brand new to it today, which I would encourage. You play this thing 20 times, you don't cash once, they refund every dollar back to your account.
Yeah, there's a lot of just awesome stuff going on at Overlay right now. And aside the, just the sharks and all those other things that are going on pay sites, it's an even playing field, right? Because we're well aware that the biggest payout structures are going to be on, the biggest sites, DK, et cetera. However, it's not an even playing field because if you think you're just going to enter one lineup in the $15, the $10, whatever, and take it down when guys are entering 150, you're in for a surprise. So on Overlay, everyone's entering 1-2 times. It's an even playing field. I'm loving it.
All right, guys, let's move on down the list. Again, congrats to the Chief fans. As far as what the FivePack deal today is, and we'll continue to push these, baseball season is coming. Day after the Super Bowl, I know Matt is over there half chub just thinking about baseball starting. My social media is flooded with people looking forward to the baseball season starting. We are running a preseason MLB only sale. It is normally $99 for the full season. That's every write-up, every video. It's on sale at the website now for 30% off, $69 for people who prepay early. The added bonus today, sign up today and get the next 10 days of NBA for free. Those are on the house, all done through the website. The link is below. Let's talk about who we want to talk about today. And there's a couple of games, and we're going to get into two of them here, that I find, especially from a 30,000-foot view, very appealing from a DFS perspective. And let's start with Golden State at Washington. Two teams whose defense is, how do I put this nicely?
Suck.
Crappy, poopy, whatever you want to refer to it. It's just not good. Washington's a smash spot. I assume, unless you've been here for the first time today, if you are, subscribe to the channel. But we've discussed this ad nauseum throughout the year. Washington plays at an insane pace with absolutely gosh-awful defense. So I'm looking at Draymond Green tonight at 6,500. Now, the best player on the Golden State Warriors is D'Angelo Russell, who is, to my eyes, firmly questionable tonight. Here's the thing about how he affects Draymond, both good and bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I prefer him in or out in this specific situation. So no matter what happens with D'Angelo Russell tonight, it doesn't really affect my liking of Draymond Green. So Green has had the ball in his hand a lot more lately, and it really shows with his current assist numbers, averaging over 10 assists per game over the past week. His usage rate and role with the team has been excellent. This is exactly the kind of game where I love Draymond Green. And in case I haven't said it already, it's the Wizards factor.
Agree with all your points. Personally, I definitely like it better if D'Lo is in, just because I think that Golden State's more competitive, has more offense on the court. With him out, I'm just not sure they have enough guys who can put the ball in the hoop. That being said, I watched a ton of Draymond recently. They played the Cavs over the weekend, and he was dominant. They were down like 8 points with a minute to go in the second quarter. He led them back to have Golden State take the lead at halftime and then just continued to play really well in the second half. He took a rebound and threw an outlet pass for an assist at least 3 or 4 times, and you're going to see a lot more of that tonight against Washington. Again, I like it. I'd rather D'Lo plays, but I'm with you. There's pluses and minuses for both, and he's wildly in play regardless.
That's what's nice about some injuries, right, is while you make that argument, somebody else can come on here and make the opposite argument, which for me is just like, great, I like him either way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is your boy DeAndre Eaton. This is Matt's call, but I'm not going to lie, he was definitely a guy I was looking at as well. So big men against Nets, been a thing since the 1700s. Why stop now?
Yeah, I really like Aiden in this spot. Phoenix coming off a back-to-back, played in Milwaukee yesterday. Didn't play awful at all. Milwaukee just
Stressless game, though. You know what I mean? Like, there was never really overly competitive, which doesn't make me hate the back-to-back.
No, and Aiden looked good while he was out there. He played very aggressive. Even though that he got a couple of shots blocked, he was still, again, very aggressive yesterday. Loved seeing that, big-time buying signs. The Suns are a little bit short-handed right now. I'm not sure if Rubio's going to play today, so a little bit muddied in the backcourt. They're going to need offense inside tonight. I expect this game to be competitive. We love picking on Brooklyn with opposing big men. This is one of my favorite plays on the slate here. I expect 45 plus. I love his upside in this spot. Again, I think this game is close. Kyrie is out for Brooklyn, which only helps matters there. What's your take?
He was the guy that was shortlisted for me. This is not a slate where early on I had a bunch of guys I looked at as like, love it, love it, love it. We talked about this 2 days ago. I feel like for every other day for the past 10 days or so, it's been like, okay, there's 40 guys I like and I have to whittle it down to 8, or there's 3 guys I like and I have to try to find and come up with 8. Early in the day, I'm struggling to find guys that I really, really like, and Aiden was definitely one of my probably favorite 5 plays of the day or so. So he was a guy I was looking at. Side note, we talked about that slate from yesterday. We did the members only video for customers. Can you believe Brook Lopez wasn't like mega chalk? Like he was owned, but I was absolutely flabbergasted at how low his percentage was.
He was yes, but he wasn't the guy I was most surprised at ownership. Ben McLemore, 3%. I couldn't believe it.
Side note for that one yesterday, you know how we talked about Redick and Josh Hart and how they were both kind of like good, solid plays at their price points?
They weren't.
That was hilariously one-sided. I had Josh Hart in my lineup and accidentally changed it, or I don't even remember if it was on accident or purpose, changed it to JJ Redick. And I don't think there could have been a bigger discrepancy for guys basically the same price in the same role. It was like 30-0.
Yeah, Redick was awful.
Yeah, and Hart was really good. So you don't get a lot of NBA to work out that way. It was almost like a baseball score where you choose a guy between a guy who strikes out 4 times and hits 2 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's mosey on down the list. So going right back to this Phoenix-Brooklyn game, there's a cat by the name of Spencer Dinwiddie who was a solid play in all formats tonight. So surprise, surprise, Kyrie Irving isn't playing. This is kind of a weekly occurrence for the Nets this year. Injury-prone young fella, just, back out of the game for a little bit. So we've watched this show all season long. When Kyrie is out, Dinwiddie is a guy who routinely gives you about 35 to 48 DK points per night. He maybe isn't the largest upside player in the game. Like, you're shocked if you get 55 plus out of him, but you're also shocked if he drops below like 32, 33 DK points. So a high floor play in a good spot against a Phoenix team that gets up above average DFS points to every position on the floor with the exception of power forward. High floor. There's definitely some reasons to like other guys with bigger money if you're trying to play for big time upside, but it's very unlikely that Dinwiddie's the reason you don't cash tonight.
I'm with you, man. He makes a lot of sense here. I think they preemptively priced him up a little bit with Kyrie being out, but I'm not going to be surprised if next slate he's 8,500 a little bit more. So he just works here. He is a cog in the machine in this spot. Good spot for Brooklyn against Phoenix coming off the tail end of a back-to-back with travel. I expect this game to be competitive, and I think that it's competitive because both teams play well offensively. Not really worried about Duke defense in this game from either side. Again, Phoenix is shorthanded, which only helps matters here. I like Dinwiddie quite a bit.
Yeah, solid building block play. And moving along down the line, speaking of solid building block plays.
So if I've ever brought him up, I think you are the one that always brings up Brogdon, so I'm happy about this.
Sure, and I was looking at him today. Again, there are not a lot of love picks that I have on the slate, but Brogdon was a guy I was checking out. There's no... I don't know if that's autocorrect, but I tried to put TJ Warren and it spelled warrant out, and I didn't even notice that. No TJ Warren tonight. Not that that's a huge effect on Malcolm Brogdon, but it's one last quality player from Indiana who could potentially have a really good game and take some of the usage away from Malcolm Brogdon. He just appears to me to be another solid building block today.
He's just too cheap, right? I expect this game to be, decently competitive. Not going to be surprised if Indiana runs away with it, but not playing Brogdon because of that. Dallas has been giving it up to opposing point guards. We talked about this last slate that Dallas is on. When teams are missing 2, 3, 4 guys from their rotation, their defense just suffers. Team defense is much more important than individual defense nowadays. And while none of those guys that they're missing right now, Luka, Powell's a pretty good defender, but on the list are, first team all defense, they all make up what how the Mavericks play. So now you've got bench pieces in there. The Dallas defense will suffer. At 6,300, Brogdon just looks too cheap here. A couple of his down games, there's solid reasons why he didn't play well, specifically the Phoenix game in which Indiana won by 50.
Specifically his minutes are down because of a variety of injuries. He's on a full minute load right now.
Gotta love that. If he gets his full allotment of minutes here, I would be surprised if he didn't walk into cash/GPP value here.
So, if you were to run him at the point guard and Dinwiddie at the 2 guard, I feel very strongly that these are not going to be reasons you lose money today. They're probably not going to get you to the mountaintop of GPPs because both guys probably at least get a little bit of love today, especially Spencer Dinwiddie. But again, we've talked about this repeatedly. In basketball GPPs, this is not like baseball where you stack a different team. 1-2 different plays is all you really need. And Brogdon and Spencer Dinwiddie are just solid ways to start spending about a third of your salary today.
I expect Brogdon to come in 35 plus DK points here. And if I had to choose between over 40 or under 30, I would take over 40 easily.
Okay. When this guy plays 30 minutes, which is his current, pace that he's on, he rarely drops below 30 points. I love a guy with a high floor like that.
No doubt. And now he's really cheap. Yes, sir.
All right, guys. That is what we got today. That baseball package special is up. If you guys need anything, we are here to help. Thumbs up is always appreciated. Have a great Monday. And we will see you guys in a little while to discuss some overlay and have a great Monday.
Thanks, guys.